A little early in the show, I did say we'll have a little look on a couple of the Queensland sides, and as we count down, obviously, to the 24 season, which is only just a few more sleeps away. So I thought I would start with the Gold Coast Titans heels. Now, the mad scientist has come to the Gold Coast. The new coach, Desi Hasler, the only sort of real indication that we can get from the Titans is based on trial form. They've very similar squad to what we saw last year. And look, I've been really open about the Titans in my opinion in regards to they have had the ability to always score points, but their inability has been their resilience and their lack of toughness when the chips are down. The times, you know, they can lead by 16 or 20, 24 points and then give it up. So their mental resilience isn't where it needs to be. So I think Des Hasler will certainly help in that regard. I love their forward pack. I think they've got some really good outside backs. Their halves are a big concern. Their halves are a real big concern at the moment. Kieran Foran, and I love Foz. You know, he's a mate. He's on old legs, and you see Foz at the start of a game to the end of the game. He is hardly moving. He's that old and stiff. So they do need to go to market and try and recruit. Now, I think there is a real possibility that they can sneak into the 8. I don't think it'll happen, but I do think there's a possibility. So I see the Titans finishing somewhere between 8 and 14, along with a bunch of other sides.
If they make a mistake, it needs to be in their attacking half.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
They're making too many mistakes, which is giving up possession and putting themselves under pressure too close to their goal line.
Yeah, I agree. But it's just been there. Well, the classic game was last year. They led the Dolphins 24 points to nil at half time, and they lost the game 26-24. So that's their inability that I touched on. And, you know, trial matches, can you take anything away? They played the Parramatta Eels, and they were grossly sort of manhandled by the Parramatta Eels. And I don't know that you can take a lot out of trials. You know, AJ Brimson going to the centres. Will he stay there? Probably not. I don't know about that. So big sort of season coming for the Titans. They played finals a couple of years ago, but I just think for them it's going to be a real test.
AJ had a little bit to say to the media yesterday.
I think just not missing the start. I think you can't turn up against any team not ready to go, and you know, they just put straight on us straight away, and then we had to claw our way back in, but yeah, we just didn't have the energy and we've had all pre-season, and like I said, we'll be better for it and we'll learn from it.
So in the past, what do you reckon the Titans' problem has been, the start or the finish?
Or the finish.
Yeah, and now they're worried about the start. Yeah. Oh, no.
So they flip a coin at the moment. Yeah, look, their finish has always been a concern. And if you've been in the battle with the Titans, even if they're out in front, you do understand from a player's point of view that you go, well, they're going to give us some opportunity here. If we can apply the blowtorch, they will fold. So that's that area they really need to be concerned about. Their trial form, as I touched on, yeah, they were well outplayed, but I don't buy into that too much because ultimately you're playing for nothing. You're literally playing for nothing. And I've been part of sides where we've tried really badly and you go to round one and it's complete opposite. We nearly got beaten by Redcliffe, the Broncos, in like a reserve grade side, and we put 60 on Penrith the next week in round one. So big season coming up for Desi Hasler and the Gold Coast Titans. The other one is the Cowboys.
Yeah, where do you think they'll finish?
Well, the Cowboys went from a whisker of playing in a grand final in 22. They were the most improved team of the 22 competition. They were exceptional. There was all the talk coming out of the North on how well they'd trained, how hard they'd trained, etc. At the end of 22 season, there was the belated World Cup, and a lot of players got injected into that World Cup arena. They come into the 23 season underdone. They come in late to pre-season, and we saw that. They missed the start throughout that season. I thought they weren't prepared to pay that same price that they did the year before. And then there was a period through the 23 season, you just thought, oh, here we go. They're back on track. And then they got 70 put on them by the wooden spoon West Tigers. And then a couple of weeks later, they put 70 on the Tigers. So they were very inconsistent, very up and down. I expect them to be in the 8. Their list is too good not to be in the 8. I love the fact that they've changed tact in regards to Reuben Cotter and Tom Dearden going into the captaincy, and Chad Townsend and also Taumalolo have been demoted from that area. It would be the way. They're looking towards the future. I like that. It's a huge year for the Cowboys in regards to where they were, to where they are, to where they're going. And I don't know that Chad Townsend is that answer. He was terrific in 22. There was a lot of expectation on Chad. He was on a big paycheck, went up there on around 850, 900,000. The game is a quick game. Is Taumalolo still at his peak in that regard?
Well, you'd be a perfect judge to sort of give some feedback on him.
Well, I think there's still a place, absolutely, in the Cowboys for Taumalolo. I firmly believe that. I don't think there's a place for Taumalolo, McLean, all on the field together. I think if in the modern game, when you see the likes of the Penrith Panthers and the Broncos and these athletic, mobile front rowers, I just wonder if that is the case. And you go through their side: Granville 35, Taumalolo 32, 30 rather, McLean 32. They're starting to get some old legs in there. However, they do have some brilliant young back rowers and some unbelievably untapped back rowers.
They're madly trying to hold on to.
Absolutely. So I expect the Cowboys to well and truly be in the 8. Their list suggests that they should be in the 8. I've got a huge rap on Drinkwater.
Yes.
And one of my predictions for Drinkwater is he'll get the Dally M Player of the Year this year.
That's big.
That's a big one. We've got to come out with these bold predictions.
What's he got? He's got speed.
He's got everything.
Yeah.
He's got everything. And everything, I expect the Cowboys to be much better. And if the Cowboys are much better, he'll be at the forefront of what they're able to do. 28 try assists last year. He was doing everything for them. And we saw, again, just in glimpses and moments in that trial game against the Raiders, it was Drinkwater.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things happen through Drinkwater.
So how does he push his way into a Dally M medal ahead of Cleary, for example?
Well, Cleary plays in a team where there's a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good players also in the Cowboys. And you've got to understand how it's adjudicated. So if the Cowboys win and Drinkwater's starred, well, he just gets 3 points. A little similar to the Cronulla Sharks and Nico Hines. A lot of things go through Nico. So big year for Todd Payten and the Cowboys, but I expect them to be in and around that probably number 6 area in the top 8 for me.
Righto, top 6. Leading try scorer in the comp, do you reckon? Who do you think?
Well, I think Dom Young. Who got it last year at the Newcastle Knights, who's now gone over to that left-hand side of the Roosters. I think he'll be probably at the top of the tree.
Yeah, did he come back this? Well, is he in Vegas?
He's in Vegas.
Okay,
yeah,
after that crushing.
I don't know that he's playing, but he is over there in Vegas.
Righto, listeners. Well, as Corey got it right, so let us know on the Suncorp Home Resilience Open Line, 1355, or on the SEN text line, 0467 736 736. And up next, we'll take a break and we'll be back with more.